World's fastest bumper car update. Welcome back to Bump 200. We're examining legroom. And here's the problem, because obviously Mr. Furs had one wheel right there, and we've got one there and one over there. Now, obviously the wheels are going to be a little bit lower down, but I can't put my legs here because that's where the motor's going. I can get them over the top of the wheels. They're going to have to be behind the wheels. It's not a dissimilar issue at the back, honestly. Yeah. The conventional seat would have sat about here, which might clear this once everything's up in the air a bit on the chassis. I'd rather have the seat on the floor. Just feels a little bit safer from here than it does from here, if you get my gist. It's all probably fairly immaterial in terms of real safety, but you know, obviously the lower my weight is going to be the bulk of the weight actually, and the lower that is, the better. And the only thing that's really going to help us resolve all this is getting that initial C-frame chassis. So I'd just like to kick this episode off with a big thank you to the latest surge of donors. So yeah, here it is. Big thank you. Yes, not without provocation, some of you. And even more so to those who made a donation and then thought, nah, fuck it, I'm going to give him twice that and donate it again. So thank you very much. You know who you are. Either that or you screwed up, but I don't know how to give refunds, so unlucky. What are we going to be doing this time? Apart from farting around with stuff. Interesting looking at the motor now it's out, and it really is 14 inches across. And when you look at that compared to this old school 750, there's a lot of extra baggage. I know I'm measuring again, and I said I wouldn't do any more measuring, but it's all about the measuring. Anyway, if you tuned in for the first time, I hope you enjoy it. If you do, give it the thumbs up, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. If you're tuning in again, please encourage others to watch my lunacy. Now we got that out of the way, what's been happening? Where's the chassis? Well, I've said before, it's not that simple, and I was just talking about that with my mate Chuck. Yes, the $200 Chuck. Well, that's a little bit better. Yes, we left it in a bit of a state, didn't we? Kind of all falling over on its arse and whatever. Anyway, so I removed some things, managed to slot that big piece of wood in there. That's propping this side up, which keeps it level actually. So these are actually kind of superfluous, but just in case. Taking off all the hoses. Moved all the electronic stuff to a big tangled mess at the back. Anyway, custom exhaust is obviously in order, and I found these on, I forget now, Amazon I think. So they're going to do the trick because they come out enough and then they bend round, and I think we'll just leave them like that, right? Should get some flames and things, that'd be exciting. No, what I'm thinking is we do similar to Mr. Furs, but slightly different. I think we poke them out the side because we like side exhausts, and they'll look kind of cool, right? Something like that. But seriously, I have a cunning plan. I think we can route them out the side and actually out the side of the bumper. Yes, how cool is that? All about the branding. Yeah, it's looking better already. Blood, sweat and tears, people. Oh no, wait, that's red wine. Actually, I did just cut my leg on this. Yeah, lethal. Wouldn't be allowed nowadays, health and safety. Talking of which, Yes, we're measuring again.
Just propped it up on the wheels actually for the time being, and there's our 5 inches, our bumper. So there'll be another 3 inches ground clearance on top of the bumper, which comfortably gives us our 20 inches that we need for the motor. We're going to have about 24. That's good.
We have clarification. Anyway, the good news is, looking as we did at the foot situation, foot space, wheels, etc., I think we're going to have plenty of room for the original radiator, which is actually reasonably small, in the front of the vehicle.
Yeah, loads of bloody room up there.
So now all we need to do is work out how to get the maximum airflow across it, which will obviously involve cutting a hole there for starters, like Mr. Furs did. He's not daft, he's actually very clever. Anyway, Theory Bear's checking out the seat situation, and I'm not sure that he thinks it's going to work. Meantime, I've been messing around. So yeah, watch out, Mr. Furs, coming after you. Meantime, I have been ordering stuff, as I think I mentioned. Exciting stuff, steering stuff, a different approach, a simpler approach, all of which will of course be the wrong size, but we can just check it out. The theory, at least. As I said, obviously the wrong size, but that's what we're going to be using, something like that. As we already know, everything has to be modified. Very unlikely we're going to be using this, although I'm tempted to put this in the race car, especially once we get power steering back in there. I think first off, I'm going to have a look at the knuckles, see whether they even work. Good news, that all fits up nicely. I think we'll put some nuts on the other side of that when we eventually come to fit it for real, but there's a knuckle that goes into the steering situation there, and that all lines up lovely. Cool.
So I've situated the wheels with plenty. I think that's generous for turning. Like I said, it's not a London cab, so that's about the same that side. Giving ourselves about 1 inch and a bit, and then to be generous between there and there, let's call it 14 as opposed to 15, so that's 14 inches,
and that is current adjustment is 24.5, and we got room to adjust out, so let's call that 25. Actually, yeah, let's call it 25. Which means we've got to chop out 11 inches out the middle of that. Wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, that's what it is. And then how we're going to connect that to the steering device, whatever that may be, still remains to be seen, because there's feet and engines in the way. But I'm sure the considerable talent of tack engineering, fabrication even, and the lunacy of none other than the Tink will come up with something. And on that cliffhanger, I think we'll call it a day. Yes, what, you wanted to see the chassis? Well, so did I, but they've been quite busy with other stuff, actually making money running a business, you know? Not me. Tack. So thanks as always for watching and keeping abreast of the updates, which are coming thick and fast now. So if you haven't already, subscribe so we can do this again. And what else? Oh yeah, if you thought the video was any good, give it a thumbs up. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.